What if I told you there was a warrior who never lost a single battle? Previously on Khalid Ibn Al-Walid, the general who never lost a battle. History remembers him as the man who never lost, a warrior born from the sands of Mecca, forged in fire and vengeance. But before he defended Islam, he tried to destroy it. And this is where his legend begins. Before we embark on this journey, press the like and subscribe button. The desert wind roared as Khalid Ibn Al-Walid rode at the head of Quraysh cavalry. His sword glistened under the sun, his eyes burned with fire. He was the commander of fear, the warrior who had never tasted defeat. Though the Quraysh, he was their greatest champion. To the Muslims, he was the shadow of death. This is the Chronicles of Mankind, where we discuss greatness. At he had Khalid struck with masterful tactics. He encircled the Muslims, turning near victory into bitter defeat. Arrows rained, swords clashed, and blood stained the earth. The cries of the wounded filled the valley. The companions of the Prophet fell one by one, until many seemed Islam would be crushed that day by the sword of Khalid. Khalid's name spread like fire. To the Quraysh, he was their champion. To the Muslims, he was their nightmare. Then came a moment no sword could command, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, when the Prophet chose peace over war. Even Quraysh were silent, and among them, Khalid stood, watching a leader who fought not for land, but for hearts. Whispers reached Khalid. Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, was not defeated. His message only grew stronger. Doubt crept into Khalid's heart.
What is about this, Muhammad? I must really take a bold step by making amendments.
The next day, with no second thought, Khalid rode the endless sands, searching for answers. Pride battled with truth, honor battled with humility. The warrior who had conquered others now found himself at war with his own soul. After a long ride and lone days through the desert sands and dunes, finally Khalid dismounted at Medina, the city of his former enemy. He came not as conqueror, but as seeker, and stood before the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. In Medina, Khalid stood before the Prophet Muhammad, the man he once swore to destroy, now offering him peace. Yet the Prophet's face showed no hatred, no anger, only peace. In that moment, Khalid realized he was standing before the truth. The man who once spilled Muslim blood now asked for mercy. The Prophet did not curse him. Instead, he smiled and forgave. Khalid wept. The stone had turned to flesh. With trembling words, Khalid accepted Islam. The warrior who once drew blood now swore to defend the faith with his life. The companions of the Prophet embraced him. Fear vanished. Forgiveness replaced hatred. Khalid, once their fiercest enemy, was now their brother. Khalid raised his sword once more, but this time, not in pride, not in rage. He swore an oath. His blade would never again strike against Islam from this day. It would defend it with unshakable loyalty. But the true test of Khalid's destiny awaited him. A battle against an empire. The day of Muta was near. Khalid's first battle as a Muslim was not against Quraysh, but for Islam. His sword that once struck believers now shielded them. On the battlefield, some still doubted him. Could the killer of Ohad be trusted? But Khalid fought like a lion, proving his loyalty with every strike. From that day, the Prophet himself named him Saif Allah al-Masla, the drawn sword of Allah, forged from fire, now wielded for truth. The day of Muta, a storm far greater than any before. At Muta, the world would learn the power of a believer and the genius of Khalid Ibn Al-Walid. Next in episode 3, the Battle of Muta, where 3,000 believers stood against 200,000 and only one man led them. Stay with us as we unleash more stories that help shape our world. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share. Khalid Ibn Al-Walid, the greatest warrior who never lost a battle.